might be snowing where you are. It is 80 degrees where we are. This is St. Petersburg, Florida, and we have some of college football's best seniors. They have a chance now for one more game to prove that they have what it takes to play in the National Football League. It is the 95th edition of the East-West Shrine Bowl. It's next on NFL Network. Our next step on the path to the draft is on the beach. St. Petersburg, Florida, where we have the first of two college all-star games.
They look at it with a different set of eyes, but they don't think so at all.
One thing about the Shriners Hospitals for Children, they treat patients and children regardless of the family's ability to pay. And I think that's an important thing to remind folks of as well.
It's so true. Everywhere we go, we'll meet someone in a hotel, airport, or a street, and they'll say, I have a family member, and we never paid a penny, and I don't know what we would have done without that. So that's what we're so thankful for.
Yeah, Luther Kirk right there from Illinois State, holding on for dear life.
Second it to Lemay with a nice tough run between the tackles. He takes it across midfield. That's enough for a first down. David Dowell from Michigan State, the safety, up to make the tackle.
I know it's early, DJ, but watching Morgan operate, he seems sharp, he seems decisive, very confident what he's doing out there.
But things against the guys with the helmets from the big schools.
I think right now, if you're a tight end on the East squad, you're saying, how come Bulls getting all of them? You know, if you're Arlen Ricci and Mitchell Wilcox, when's our turn?
Here's Lemay on first and goal, and Lemay spins and dives and gets into the end zone.
This team's being dominated by the offensive line of this East team, and they are just creating all kinds of movement and running lanes for these backs. They're making this look easy, Charles.
And I think this is the second significant run of this game by Benny Lemay. We had one with Bob Rollers being interviewed where he had hesitation, saw his lane, and then exploded through it. This time, there was no need for hesitation. And look who was out there climbing up right away. Michael Owenu, the offensive guard from the University of Michigan. He looks like a quintessential offensive guard. What do you call them, those APMs? Automated people movers? That's exactly what he was on that play, to climb up there, and Lemay took full advantage of it to get it to the end zone.
362 pounds getting up to the second level.
Get out of his way.
Yes.
In other words, Cooper off 2 for 2 on the extra point.
And he's so locked up. He's so good that even if you wanted to get out of his way, you couldn't get off of that block.
14-0 East. Another long drive for the East. Benny Lemay caps off a 7-play, 77-yard drive. 10 of the 17 plays for the East have gone for 10 or more yards. And it is 14-0. Benny Lemay did this on Twitter. Love it. Lil Man said, I'm his favorite running back. I can't never take this for granted because it's a blessing just to inspire kids and make a change.
What a terrific young man, too. Back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons in Charlotte. Had a big-time losing record. Got a brand-new head coach with Will Healy. Turned around to a bowl season this year. And he was one of the leaders when I talked to Coach Healy. He feels indebted to guys like Benny Lemay. And then I met Benny's dad this week. And you can see Dad, he should go out there and get a couple plays in. Dad's still in great shape. And he's got the two brothers who were quarterbacks. One was at Georgia and went to Jacksonville State. The other was a wide receiver at Georgia. And he transferred back to Charlotte.
Love this. After going straight out, they come out in the I formation, and there's how quick Mason Kinsey is. Making plays all week long in practice, and we have touchdowns, 3 of them on the board. It is 14-7, end of 1 here at the East-West Shrine Bowl.
This time of year, this is a showcase game for a lot of draft scouts, teams that are getting their first look at a lot of these players, particularly the small school guys that maybe haven't been on a lot of radars. Prior to this game, LT, we've seen a lot of different rushers in this game, 11 different ball carriers so far. Anyone stand out to you?
Speaking of small schools, Benny Lemay from Charlotte, actually had a good touchdown there You see the guy, he's about 5'8", 225 pounds, but low and compact to the ground, got a nice burst through the hole, breaks tackles. And this is a kid that was first team All-Conference USA this past season and has had 1,000 yards rushing in the last 2 seasons. So he's making a good first half impression, and who knows, this is the first process in a long journey of getting drafted, hopefully for him.
Doesn't have any catches in this game, but that is the thing that Charles Davis said earlier this week was also on his radar. He's got good hands, he's a patient runner, that he reminded him of Le'Veon Bell. In that regard, that's obviously a high compliment. But this is not the only game that is taking place here.
It's 8-6. No, that's all me. Benny Lemay on 3rd and 1 lowers his head, pushes and gets some room and gets near the 25 for the first.
I like this young man, Benny Lemay, running back from Charlotte. I watched him on tape, and what struck me most, yes, we see the power, right? We see how he's built, so you would expect that. Patience in running the football and then exploding. But the big deal to me is what we haven't seen so far is the hands and the ability to catch the football downfield.
He had 4 touchdowns through the year this year.
He would run seam routes coming out of the backfield and catch it over his shoulder. I think he's got very nice hands.
You know who you don't see in this picture?
Tommy Stevens has Benny Lemay in the backfield, and that is Aaron Parker from Rhode Island. 30 career touchdowns, wide to the right. Handoff, Lemay right up the middle. Lemay out to the 25-yard line.
I want to watch Glasgow on that one. Did you see him there, Charles? He was up at the line of scrimmage. He buzzes out of there, then comes back to get in on the play. Watch him. As soon as it's snapped, he's got to get back to the deep half. Playing cover 2 back there, and then immediately, okay, read it, come back downhill, and boom, go get it on tackle.
You know how excited he was to be able to plant that? When he arrives home, you know he is there.
Lemay rides through the middle of the line, and he picks up a first down across the 30, near the 35. Glasgow also had a pass broken up. Hit Eli Wolf. It's a gain of 37, and now Lemay back into the game, and there's your guy again. Glasgow up for the initial contact.
Lemay doesn't die easy, as Walter Payton used to say. Don't die
He
easy.
got out of the first one, but then the rest of the crew was there to show up. But you again see Glasgow
Should have taken the clock inexplicably stopped at 2:02 and gives time for Benny Lemay to look people up. Now that's the 2-minute warning. The East in the red zone. Can they steal a win here? 27-24, 1:57 to go here at the TROPICANA. 9-yard line. And Benny Lemay from Charlotte is next to him in the backfield. Lemay, strong runner between the tackles, and he goes right into the end zone and gives the East the lead.
let your big center spike the ball. Darrell Williams, who's been phenomenal all day long.
Smart play by Benny Lemay to do that. And remember his teammate Cameron Clark, who ran behind a bunch while at Charlotte, who'd been a tackle and moved inside at guard and actually had a good week here before getting injured. He's not playing today, but Benny Lemay used to running those inside runs and running them with aplomb.
Like he ran right behind Runyon as well.
It's an 8-play, 82-yard drive to 2:10 off the clock, and Benny Lemay gets his second touchdown of the day to go along with 65 yards rushing, and then Cooper Roth with the extra point. A very significant extra point that makes it 31-27.
So that blocking you're talking about, watch that left side. Look at Runyon just dominating right up front. He did that against number 93, Chris Williams, a second player from Wagner. And there's Darrell Williams from Mississippi State. Had a little help with some big grasp of jersey on Olsen. And Michael Owenu, the big mid guard from Michigan. So a lot of beef up front and a lot of drive to move them off the line of scrimmage.
Well, they say coffee's for closers, Charles, and if I'm watching right now, I'm a scout at home. I want to see which one of these pass rushers can try and close out this game.
After the game.
Guys, in both cases, the small schools showed up today. Luther, I'll start with you. How about getting an interception in this game and really showing you belong?
Yeah, man, it's been a great week so far, just trying to show that I belong, show that I got the skills to be out here.
Benny, 2 touchdowns today. How about you impacting this game with both your physical running style and we saw some speed?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, it was, it was a great team effort. My offensive line did a great job of, opening some holes and giving me some lanes to run through. So it was just great being out here and be able to compete.
That offensive line was real. I knew you were going to say thank you to them. How about the week that it was, Benny? When players leave this game, they say that they often remember the hospital visits as much as anything else.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, before this, I was actually unaware of, the whole Shrine thing and, the things that they do, and for them to, be able to impact people's lives, and for us, actually impact people's lives as well. And that's something that I'm, grateful for and absolutely going to remember.
Luther, I think Benny just brought up a good point. You folks can impact people's lives too. Is that part of what you'll take away from this week at the Shrine game?
Yeah, absolutely. Just going out there to the hospital, having that experience, seeing those kids' smiles on their faces with all the adversity that they face, it goes hand in hand with one another.
It does indeed. Smiles on everyone's faces today. We thank you all so very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody being out here.
Ladies and gentlemen, also this time we ask you to vacate the field and drive home safe.
They showed up. They were turning heads all week. Let's go. Charlotte boys. You got it. Come on, guys. Them Charlotte boys doing work.